all. This is non-artist Mobeen, and we're gonna have some art classes today. So thank you very much for being here. Let's do some art. Let's see who's here. So we have John is here. John, you were number one today. Casey, Alive in Heal. Rima, I always disclose your name. Sorry. Texas is here. Alexander is here. Critical Thought. Algebra Bean. Colombian. Cynthia. Texas. DDS. Casey. James Crooks. Margaret McInnes. Critical Thought. Texas again, John Snyder and Les Smith, Magamuzi. I have to keep a track of everyone. Les Smith, DrBeens, yes, let's do it. And Daniru, hello, Lisbeth. And I heard your hubby is here as well. Excellent. We would actually slowly move from drawing to painting. And then Kini is here. Alexander is here. If I have repeated this name, sorry. Robin is here. Barbara is here. And I'm sure Lotus is here. Alexander is here. Alquin's turtles. Yeah, I think we should draw turtles. Okay, we'll draw turtles today. Cats is here. Dermat is here. And Old School is here. So let's start. So because for a couple of days, snake venom is everywhere. So I thought I'll make the snake here before we start our discussion. Danilo said, are you having COVID again? Maybe. I tested negative, but I had the ear congestion and this time I didn't have runny nose. I had this throat, the cough. Maybe it is just allergies. Patty Zig is here. Hello. Rima, how is your tinnitus? I read your comment that it's almost recovered 2 months after. That's a good news. Alive in Heal says, how are you, Dr. Bean? Are you alluding to something that we are getting cancelled? I am okay. We'll be okay. Paul Bork is here. Hey, Paul, how are you? Paul, we should do a stats update. It's my bad that I didn't set up a time. Alexander, then send the turtle drawing to Odyssey so they have better turtle emojis. I think I should do that. Rima says, I'm scared to say yes, but much better. Awesome. That's good to know. Barbara says, lots of people are testing negative only to reveal a positive test later. And my suspicion is that it was one more exposure. Why my suspicion is that about a week ago, my wife received a text that said, you were in proximity of someone who had just tested positive, you are exposed. So then we had to tell everyone that, hey, we were exposed. So who knows? Vivi says, I'm in your neighborhood and allergies are so bad. Allergies are so bad. I used to go out for a morning walk every day and I would just have coughing spells. So this morning I went with 1 mask and 2 masks and just very quickly came back. So to me, it seems like allergies. Okay, so ready for some fun time. So before we go there, let me explain one more important thing. And believe me, I hope if I had any way to actually push gently all of us to say, please do this, I would have done it. But you know that I don't push. Art is important today to do. Music, if you don't like art, music. Think about it for a second. Listening to music also activates the brain. Playing music or trying to play music does even more than art. Do you know why? When you're playing music, your ears are working, Your eyes are working, your hands are working, you're you're giving a plan which is going to be fast. So it is activation of almost everything. Art does not activate the ears, for example. Maybe we should put on music with it. So if you can play some music as well, or play some instrument as well, even if you're not going to master it, just playing it would actually activate the brain, which would then activate the body as well. So it is a good thing to do. Skyfrog is here. Hey, Skyfrog. Skyfrog flying a plane should also activate every part of the brain. So I think you're already doing good. Petizik says Poland very high. Advil, and yep. I take Advil plus I take Allegra, and then I've been taking a bunch of other things. Okay, so here's a snake. That is because nowadays there are lots of discussions of this snake venom, and so what I'll do is I'll do some more uh, research and and talk about that. So what I wanted to do today, so if you can join me, I want to do a couple of things. First, I want to establish the value of horizon in a drawing. So whenever you are going to draw something, always draw a horizon. So for the sake of that, I'm going to, I hope this new mic is actually a good mic. So let's say this is a um, frame in which you're going to draw something. First rule, and I think these are what we already know, all of us, don't draw something right smack in the middle. What that does is that creates this tension of equal sides. And the viewer, you, when you look at it, you become a little stressed about, you feel confined. If you take this, whatever is the focus of your drawing, painting, and bring it to, there are many ways to structure this, but let's say the most common ones are if you have 1/3 and 1/3, and you put the focal point somewhere in these areas, then that gives a decent relief to the viewer. So, for example, if there is something here, it gives you enough relief on this side, and then there is tight space here. So, this gives you comfort when you look at it. It doesn't bother you, it doesn't irritate you. That is one. Secondly, now we're talking about horizon. Again, don't put horizon in the middle. There are artists who actually have put the horizon in the middle and have put their little trees in the middle and gotten away with great, excellent paintings. But they are masters. We would start with 1/3, 1/3 rule. There is golden ratio and other such rules to 1/3 is good. So horizon will either go in the upper 1/3. So that means this is the land mass we are seeing and this is the sky, or it would go to lower 1/3. This is your choice, which side you put it. So I'm going to put the horizon here in the lower 1/3. Now, when you draw something, for example, let's draw a quick happy face. So when you draw something, that something has a place to anchor on, and everything else in this picture is going to also benefit from horizon being the reference point. So I'm going to make the lower part a little darker just to show a little shadow there, and that this character is now anchored. If I had removed the horizon line, this character would look like it is just flying around, it's floating. So that is one. I can make one more tiny character. What I usually do is I just make this little space, and then I make one more character. And even now, you would see, you can probably feel that this character is floating. It's not anchored yet. So I'm going to anchor it. Good. So far, so good. So having a horizon is very important. And I hope that you make a couple of characters. So in this character structure, this character is actually sitting in an incorrect place because he's almost in the middle. This character is sitting at one third, one third. So if I had to give focus to something, I would give focus to this. Although in this one, this guy is bigger, this is smaller. But I could give him color and that way make him more distinctive, right? So here, first thing, have a horizon. Now with the horizon, and I hope you drew this as well. Now with the horizon, I want to show you another little trick to draw people. People are carrot people. We are all carrot people. So what do I mean by carrot people? Carrots, carrots, the bunny love carrots. I hope my accent is letting the word staying clear. So John Snyder says if you raise the horizon, he seems smaller. Yes. So Keeney says I'm drawing Mr. Potato Head. Excellent. And Mega Muzi says I'm certified in AutoCAD. Awesome. So you can actually do a better job than I do. So carrots, let's make something interesting. So one more frame. One more frame. And if you see, I am deliberately making it in a way that it looks like that 6:9 type of ratio, where we can cut these one third, one third, one third, and still have a decent structure within. Okay, so I'm going to make a horizon here. Good. Now, horizon is where your eye level is. When you are standing somewhere on a level plane, not in a hilly area, not on top of something or inside some, dug up place. But let's say you are standing on a level ground. Wherever your eye level sees becomes your horizon. If you lift yourself up with your by standing on tippy toes, horizon would actually change because your level has changed. And if you lie down, let's say you're on a beach, you lie down, horizon would change. Now, let's make some people here. If you are at eye level, most of the people are going to be at your level too. Your height too, most of the time. That means people's eyes should be at the horizon's level. So look, I'm going to make some carrot people. So here is a person's head, and I'm going to make a carrot. Just a carrot. This is a person. I'm going to, and yeah, we're not talking about horizon with with Skyfrog, because Skyfrog has a horizons definition that is totally different from all of us. Wait, my attitude indicator has the horizon centered. Altitude, yes. So Skyfrog, you totally have a different way. So now here is a person. It's a carrot actually. And this person, the carrot person, has the head at the horizon. You can't have a carrot person or a person whose head is way above. So if I did something like this, guess what does it sound like? It feel like? This person now feels like a big genie. Why? Because he's elevated above the horizon. That means the viewer, the you, excuse me, by showing you the horizon, we are saying that this is your height. And when this guy is above the horizon, then to us, we will perceive it as taller, way taller than us. And it can scare us. as I hope this little carrot is doing. You could even, I'm going to remove the carrot, the big one, for a second, just so that we can make some more carrot people. So I'm going to make one more carrot people, but look at this carrot people. Smaller head, and a smaller carrot. How does this look? This looks like a person who is farther away. But look at the head level of this person, still on the horizon. Let's make one more too far away. Just this line. He's too far. He's too far, but still the head is on the horizon, right? The only reason somebody would be below the horizon or above the horizon is when they are taller than you or young or smaller than you. For example, imagine this person here is a mom and she has a child with her. So then what would happen is, nowadays it him could work as well. So let's say we make a tiny carrot people here. Now this already seems like he or she is a child. Why? Because their head is below the horizon, right? And when, because their head is below the horizon, you could even give this little hand shake between them, and now it would look like that little mom and baby are walking together and they're holding hands. Sky Frog says 24 carats will be solid gold. So maybe I should continue to draw carats till we reach 24 carats. But did you just see what happened here? And did you see what I'm making? I'm really just making this little head and then a caret below that. That's all I'm doing. So I'm keeping them all at the horizon level. So for example, let's do this. I'm just going to extend this a little. Let's say we have a big building here. Huge building, and a huge building, right? And then another building here. And these are the folks who are here. They're shopping, they're having fun. And just keep making more carrot people. Just don't make them in the middle of the road. So let's say this is the curbside. Just making them here. Big head, longer carrot people would look like they are near you. So I'm going to make one person here who is this way. Looks like he or she is even more closer to you. Do you like it? Broccoli head. Lernan says broccoli head. Right? So you can in a second actually draw a painting just with this simple rule. So what you did was, imagine you came in and you said, you know what, here is bunch of buildings. Here are some buildings as well, right? And then you said this little place is a road or something, right? And then you drew all these little carrot people. I can't keep their head ratio. But anyways, now these are little carrot people here. Imagine if I make more carrot people. Just see, now it's a line people. Here is a dot and here is a line. Here is a dot and a line and a dot and a line, dot and a line. I don't want them to get on the road. They can get hit. So do you see what just happened? We got so many people out here. Skyfrog, maybe I have now gotten 24 carats. Okay, so uh, I hope this is interesting. Now, these all seem to be going the other way, right? So I'm going to go one more step here and make one more frame. And now I'm going to make some people coming our way and some people going the other way. So once again, one third, here is the horizon. If I connect the head with the body versus if I keep the head and the body separate, this person whose head and body is connected would look like they are coming towards you. And the one who has the head and body and with a gap between them, they would look like they're going away. This is as simple as that. Isn't this interesting? All of a sudden, these folks, there are some that are coming our way and some going other way. If you want it, then what you can do is the following. You can start wiggling the carrot. So if you wiggle the carrot, the people would look like in various poses. For example, if I make a carrot here, let me make this carrot, and the carrot goes down, and I'm going to bring this here and then here. So it looks like the person is walking. If I wanted, I could just wiggle this a little bit like this and then do this. Do you see that this all of a sudden, it actually, to me, it looks like a woman walking? Alexander says, Dr. Bean will get demonetized, wiggle the carrot. Yeah, so I don't mean other carrots, the carrot people I'm talking about. So you can actually wiggle these carrots. You can, for example, let's say this is the carrot. And now this person already looks like he or she is looking at this person. And if you do this, they are kind of talking with each other. Look, look, just wiggle the carrot, right? So you can make more little. I'm going to make a very tiny carrot people here and join their head and the carrot. Now they look like they're coming to us, towards us. I'm going to make one more carrot people here, a little bigger, and I'm going to wiggle the carrot. I have no idea how the wiggling would work. So let's say wiggle, 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 and here. And if I make it a little tiny, imagine if they were in the painting. What do you think about this wiggled carrot? You could even make then two hands here. You could even say, okay, you know what? I'm going to give them a bag. So bag is nothing but a little thing here. And then maybe here is their hand. And now all of a sudden, this wiggled carrot is a person walking, right? Another lady, DDS says, yes. Barbara says, now it looks like a regulation size ice ring. No, so don't start drooling. Correct? So it's all about just the carrot people. If I had a painting brush in my hand, I would have simply, this software that I'm using is not very good with the brushing. But imagine, look at this person's, if I make a person here, here is one, here is another. Do you feel that this person looks like he's facing this way and standing there? If I had, let's say, done this, and then right, and I have done this discussion once in the past, the hand's height should be enough to be able to cover the genitalia. So if you make somebody's hand that is shorter than where their genitalia would be, they would curse you even in the cartoon land. They would be very unhappy. John Snyder says, draw a giant head in the center. That would be cool. Cat head. So it is actually so funny that cats are something, although I have two of them, Cats are something that I have no idea how to draw. So I'm totally out of my league trying to draw a cat. So this will become Luffy's. This is a mouse cat. Okay, so I have to do something about this little mouth. So the cats, then this way, and maybe it has to be corrected. So when you're drawing, what you can do is you can keep drawing little lines and kind of find the lines that you're looking for, and then sculpt out those or remove those that are not making sense. So for example, this can be removed. Now here, these eyes actually look too far away from each other, and that is throwing the whole thing. But here we are. John Snyder, you got me. So here, this is the eyes are making me laugh. Okay, I should have known better to learn to draw a cat. I have been learning carrot people. So here, do they have these things and these and then the okay, so this is the best cat I can draw at this time. That cat looks okay, so now I'm trying to force it to become a cat. Would we be able to make a okay, so here. This is it. Look, for the brain activity, the cat doesn't have to be great. It's just that I have to be able to draw it whichever way and enjoy it. Luffy might beg to differ with me, but here is a cat. If I write on it cat, that would make it even more authentic. Okay, so Robin says scary cat. That is because the eyes are not in the right place. So where should the eyes be? Okay, I think we should I think we should continue with our carrot people. This cat is becoming okay, so some shade for the cat, some shade for the cat's tail as well. We should say Luffy on it. Okay, perfect. Now we have a perfect cat. Right? So once again, if you notice, the people actually still look like people, and the cat looks like out of proportion big cat there, because this horizon line is doing the trick. This is telling our brain that this we are looking and this is our height, and that is then telling our brain to process these carrots as people, and we can figure out that these are people, and this is a totally out of proportion genie sitting here. Yes, Skyfrog is about to eat carrot people. Yes. So this is the second important thing. So, and that is having the horizon. One third was one thing that we saw. Having the horizon, then having little carrots that would allow all of their heads would be at that level. And we saw that if we have a carrot people, carrot person, which has a excuse me, a smaller a head that is lower than the horizon, then that would mean that person is short. Or if there is a cat, for example, or a dog or something that is also, let's say, lower than the horizon, that would also look like. So now we have this little person going with her dog and her child. Why the dog looks like a dog or feels like a dog? Because he's below the horizon. That gives you the scales idea. And if I made something, let's say here, check this out. If I made a carrot people here like this, now this person is still a carrot person, similar to, let's say, this carrot person. It doesn't fit in. So maybe he was standing on a high place, and that is why his head is above the horizon. Otherwise your brain would process that as a tall person, very tall person. Okay, so hopefully this makes sense, because if it does, then I'm going to go to the third technique today to draw a character or a drawing or something like that. What do you think? So let's go to a third thing now. I'm going to go once more to this. And now we are actually going to draw a little person. The persons that I make are very simple. I make in my drawings that you see when I am preparing in your for your viewing pleasure, those little characters. I make them very simply. I have become used to making them this way. Here is a head, and then I just bring two lines below. So I know that it is looking vulgar at this time, but it will get fixed in a second. Then I put a line below, and then two lines on the side. Then from this line, I make this and this, make a triangle, triangle. Then I do this. Remember, give them a hand, as down where it can cover their genitalia. And all of a sudden, we have a character, right? Now, make two lines. They become the eyes, and make this happy thing, and that becomes the person, right? So if you think about it, this person is flying in the air. There are a couple of things that are interesting about cartoons. Number one, you have to anchor them. That is for everyone. So it was not anchored, so it looks like it is just flying in the air. Where is this person? So flying. If I made the horizon here, you could actually see, let's make his shadow here. Now you can actually see he's flying up in the air, right? But we should anchor him. Let's anchor him. You still wanted the horizon to be here, and you wanted him to fly good, otherwise maybe you can give him a platform. So now all the carrot people are here, but he is standing on that platform, right? The other interesting thing about the cartoons is that their ears, it always cracks me up. Normally, if you look at my ears for now, or you look at your own ears, our ears do not pop out like this. So they don't, kind of, even if I try to pull my ear, they don't pop out like this cartoon's ears are, like this and this. If you look at an ear from the side, then it looks so big, right? But it doesn't look this big popping from the side. But cartoons' ears are usually made this way. And you would actually find it interesting that if I try to make the ear, remember it's a cartoon, it's already something that is not very realistic, right? If I take this person's ears and try to disappear them, that is fine, that works. But if you try to make them more realistic, like this, they would look weird. So now it looks like his head is weirdly tilted. It is tilted from both sides, or maybe the ears have actually gone back. If you wanted to do that, that's fine. Otherwise, usually the ears are popped out. Good. So this is the second thing. Now the third thing, how do we actually draw it? So we did this. Here was the head, two lines, then this, a line below that, one leg, other leg, this triangle, this, long hands, done. But I want to show you another construction mechanism to make such characters. I'm laughing at his facial expression, and he seems like he's flying. So we should probably give this person some some these things that he's flying with, right? So now let's construct a character with a little more structure to it. So get ready. This is the most important part. Robin, so there is a discussion about ears going on now. All right, so I'm gonna make the character now. So we have done this horizon people, carrot people. We have done where one third, one third. So now the question is, can we create the structure? Now, one more thing I wanted to share, and that is when you're drawing. So let's say this is horizon. When you're drawing, don't have a hard pencil pressure all around. Have the pencil pressure very light, so light that the pencil is sort of slipping from your hand. Just very light. Let it just slide. Even if it falls, let it fall. And that creates a very delicate line. Now compare that to if I had the whole pressure like this. It would work, but in some cases it will not work. And we'll at some point we'll also discuss the perspective and the depth and see how line weights can help with the depth or not, or focus. So Skyfrog says, I have a question of the placement of the eyes. I was taught that the eyes should be centered with respect to the head. That is correct. So if we look at the whole head, the structure of the head will become, we make a ball that is for the skull, and then there is another part. So eyes usually go here, which in the bigger picture are in the center. In the cartoons, you can put them wherever you want, but generally, that is how you do it. Another way is to actually have a frame. Let's say this is the frame. Then here is the eye line. Then you halve it again, and that is the nose. Then you halve it again, and that is the lips, and that is your structure. So if I now take these construction lines away, right? So it is half. So this was the first half. This line was the first half of this whole structure. Then for the remaining structure, this was the second half. And then for the remaining structure, this was the third half. So it's really half, half, half. Right? So here you could make the nose like this, and then the face, and then this, and probably make ears. Ears are actually from the eyes to the nose. The hair would be somewhere over here, and all of a sudden we have a person, right? And you can take the construction lines away, and that person would look a little reasonable character. But what I wanted to discuss is the last part, and then we can break after this. That part is, how do we make a character? So I'm going to make a four head high character. Let's do it together. You would actually enjoy it. This character look cartoony. So here, one circle, similar height, second circle, third circle, fourth circle. Fourth is right. So, and make them very lightly because we would like to erase them. Skyfrog says cartoons are more fun than realistic. Yes, this is why I usually like to make more cartoons than these realistic characters. Otherwise, one can make some. The eyes are kind of funny. They are usually not rounded, other than in the cartoons. But anyway, so I'm gonna go here to this one. So four equal size balls. Then what you do is, with the second one, somewhere just below the upper part, draw a line, right? Then the third one, just a little below the third one, draw a line. And then at the end of the fourth, draw a line. Good. Now here, if you join them, then this would become the body. This can become the neck. Follow along. It's actually so much fun. Then if you join here to here, these would become legs. And here or somewhere here, you can then create legs like this and make the shoes like this. Now the arms, look how I make arms. You would see this character many times in my drawings. I just make arms like this, and done. Give him a nice expression, maybe ears. My cartoons normally don't have noses, but here I usually, for extra comical effect, I give them two here. Sky Frog says meatballs. Correct. So look, one ball, second ball, third ball, fourth ball. Normal person's height is usually 7 heads tall. The superheroes are usually 8 or more heads tall. The cartoons, funny cartoons, are usually 4 heads tall. Then there are cartoons that are 3 heads tall. So, for example, Chibi, if I make that here, 1 head, 2 head, 3 heads. And now within this, imagine if the legs are here, right? Then this is the body. And here, make the. Now, if the head is big, this thing would look like a child, because the child's ratio of the body, head to the body, is smaller. Child is 2 3 heads. If you reduce the size of the head, and this would become, in Japanese anime type things, they call them chibi characters. This should become a chibi. So it really depends upon the head to body ratio as well. But if I go back here once more, second, so if you're drawing along with me, this is one ball, second, third, fourth. First line at the upper part of the second ball, second line at the upper part of the third ball. Yes. Then another line maybe in the middle of the third ball. And now if you connect them, this connected body, then here legs, and then do this, and you have another character. Now what you do is you remove the construction lines, and the character would look like a character. This is how I draw those little people in the discussions most of the time. If I don't have enough time to do these constructions, then I just draw like I was drawing here. But if I have time, I would draw like this. So now if I wanted to color them, I just very simply, let's say, I usually color the upper torso if he was wearing some clothes, he or she. Okay, so I have to admit, I have no idea how to draw a female cartoon figure. I have no idea how to make boobs. So you would see that in most of my pictures, either I would just do something like this, and I cannot, I have no idea. So, and I've never tried to learn. So here I am. I always make men or females that look like men. So here, and this little thing is throwing us off. It looks like he is looking somewhere. So then I usually mix a little bit of red everywhere. It creates a very warm feeling. So here we have a cartoon. And you can then keep rendering and refining as much as you want, or or destroying it after making it. Well, here, then you do some things like this, do this, and maybe something like this, something like this. And here we have a little more rendered some things here. And look, maybe give him a belt as well. There's a belt. And maybe give him a couple of pockets. There you go. Right? So important thing is to start with this structure. Or if this takes too much time, just draw it like this. Here is a head. Here is a body. Then below that, make a line. Then do this. Connect these. Do this. Here, here, there. Okay, give him ears as well. So it doesn't feel bad that all others are so structured and nice. Right? So we will discuss next time how to make a character that may be, doing something like this. And you can see he is just very proudly walking. So we'll see how to make these guys in other ways. But I wanted to make sure that we can have some construction that is interesting to us. I like this guy. We should just give him some color. He seems to be teaching. We should send some complaints about him. And let's give this guy some blue colored wings. And he is all in the air. And this cat. Okay, so done. Anchored them all. So there we go. So this was, oh, there is a snake venom here as well. So this was our discussion for today. We did a bunch of little cartoons. Again, the point is really not to say, can I draw like this? The point is to say, can I bring my brain to think to draw something like these? And that activity itself would help your brain be more active or during that time. And then brain cells would say, you know what, we are working more, so maybe we should pick up more nutrition, maybe we should be more healthier. And so they become active and healthy. They would make more chemical substances as well for transmission. They would also keep your body in tone as well, so it helps. And then if you can do what is that, music, and if you can play something whatever you like, that would be very helpful as well. So tell me, which characters did you like? And we will, I like these two guys. They both are flying over these little people. You could probably see CDC's, FDA's. Okay. So thank you very much for your time today. I hope it was fun. The point was to try to offer some fun which you can enjoy, laugh or smile or giggle, and that makes you healthier. Maybe takes away some tension for a few minutes, and even that is worth it. And I think a huge deal is that when you are chatting with each other, I think that is a great value as well. So with this, thank you very much. There is a link in the description. If you like, you can buy DrBeen Premium, and then there are links that you can use to support this work. I will see you tomorrow. Bye bye for now.